Salut guys, welcome back to Unintentionally Frenchified. Today is a very fun video because I'm going to be revealing to you some of the French words that we borrowed in the English language and we are using them in a way the French did not intend. Now, let's be real for a hot second. 80% of the English words are not actually invented. They were borrowed from another language. Yes, we were not very creative when it came to inventing words in English, but we were very creative when it comes to how we want to use those words. And fun trivia fact, 30% of the English language has borrowed words from French. So I had a lot of words to choose from, but I picked the 9 ones that I think will reveal and surprise you the most. So let's not waste any more time. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, you know what to do. C'est parti! All right, let's start off with one that is really out from left field. Parfait. Or if I stay with my best French accent, parfait. It's very hard to do the French R, I find. Parfait means perfect in French. Plain and simple, very easy. If we were doing some self-affirmation today, I could say, je suis parfaite. Or if I was a guy, je suis parfait. I am perfect, plain and simple. The English took the word parfait and made a yogurt parfait, a cold dessert made with layers of syrup, fruit, ice cream or yogurt, and whipped cream. What? To be honest, it is very, very good. But what? One might say that the dessert is parfait, but I'm still not getting the link here with the word perfect in French and a dessert in English. Come to find out, after a bit of research, there was a dessert in the 1800s in France that was called a parfait actually, but it was not anything like a yogurt parfait in the US, which is a dessert. It can also be breakfast when you have it with actual yogurt. So there's a lot of fuzzy going on here. I have no idea why exactly we call it a yogurt parfait today, but there you go. So total mystery. And for your own knowledge, nobody in France is walking around ordering a yogurt parfait. Entree. This word is such a frenemy because it is one of your worst faux amis, your fake friends between French and English. When you hear the word entree in American English, they are talking about their main meal. The word appetizer refers to the thing that you get before your main meal. So this could be your mozzarella sticks. This could be your potato skins. The entree is the reason you drove 45 minutes to your favorite Mexican restaurant. It is the king of the meal. It's the main dish. In France, the main dish is called le plat principal, which literally translates to the main dish. And an entree is your appetizer. It's the thing that comes before the main dish. So really not clear why we took the word for appetizer from the French and made it into the main dish in the US. So watch out for this faux ami. It is a tricky one. And I actually did an entire video on the most embarrassing / popular faux ami to watch out for. So if you want to brush up on your French, check out the video. But if you're looking to transform your language skills in record time, then the Lingoda sprint is for you. And there is a sprint that's starting end of April on April 28th. And this is really your last chance to sign up because it starts in less than 2 weeks. The super intensive super sprint is already sold out, but there are still seats left for the sprint, meaning if you commit to 15 classes a month for 3 months, you not only transform your language skills, but you also get 50% of your tuition fees refunded. Not bad. I've been partnering with Lingoda for a year now because I know from experience how hard it is to commit to a language and to become fluent. I started learning French from scratch 3 different times before I had the right tools and the right method for me to get fluent in French. I know how hard it is to commit, and what I love about Lingoda is how easy it is and how easy they make it for you to commit to learning a language and then seeing concrete results after it. You've got really small class sizes. You've got 24/7 classes, so they're really flexible into your schedule, and you've got great native speaking language teachers to help motivate you and continue on your journey. I'm not the only one that gives massive props to Lingoda. There's over 40,000 alumni students who have taken a Lingoda sprint, and you can find all their feedback, all their stories, all their proven results of how the concept really works on Lingoda's Instagram. So I highly, highly, highly recommend going and checking them out. So it is the final week to sign up. Spots are limited. Lingoda is the #1 trusted online language learning school. And with my code, you get 10 euros off your first month. So there is nothing stopping you from trying it out. What are you waiting for? All the information is in the description below. All right, now back to those French words that the English are butchering. Maitre. This is a very great word in English that we took from the French. Americans tend to have sometimes a bit of a stereotype of being kind of slouchy and kind of lazy, and I don't think this word is helping us. Why, you ask? Because when you translate the word maitre in French, which is actually pronounced maître de, master of what? The phrase is actually missing a word in French. So at some point in English, we decided to chop off half of the phrase, but a maitre d' is a head waiter in English. Someone actually didn't feel like keeping half of the phrase. And so therefore now in English, we refer to a head waiter as a maitre d'. A master of what? We don't know, but they are a master of. Kind of sounds a bit mysterious when you think about it. Like, you're a master of. This does not mean anything anymore. Now, when it comes to the cinema, when you're going to have your very first showing of a film, we call that a premiere. And a premiere comes from the French word première, which means first. So that kind of makes sense because I guess it's the first showing. What's interesting is in French, they don't call the first showing a première. They call it an avant-première. And avant is the word to say before. They call it a before the first showing because the first showing where you roll out the red carpet is for film critics and, you know, people in the industry. It's not really for the general public. So they don't call that the first showing of the film. They call that the before first showing of the film. So I don't know if this is another example of a maître de situation where we just chop off part of the word to make it quicker. I don't know, but I did research a bit and it said that sometimes in French, we do cut off the avant-première, like you cut off the avant. But to be honest, I've never actually heard this so far. I've always heard this word referred to with the avant. So I'll be interested to see what the Frenchies say in the comments below if you think that, you know, sometimes this word is cut in half too in French, but for the moment, it kind of seems like we cut it in half in English and in French, they use the whole word. Touche. This is such a good one because I was very cool in middle school and I used to say touche all the time. So when someone had like a good singer or a witty way with words or a great comeback, you'd be like, ah, touche, which is not exactly the only meaning of this word in French. So the word touche can of course be used for fencing. I think a lot of people know that when they're, you know, when you touch someone in fencing, you say, you know, touche, you say touch. And in French, apparently it also is if a ship was hit during battle, they would also use the word touche. But for the most part, when we hear the word touche in French, we actually mean touched, like the emotional side, like that really touched me, that really made me feel something, it was really moving. You know, that's what the word touche is mainly used for in French. And I know that it's getting more and more common to use it in the way that we do in the US for kind of like touche, but for the most part, that's like really not at all how it was used. So I'm not really sure how it moved from one way to another, but again, another example of a word that we're not exactly using the same way as the French. Okay, I'm gonna do two words together here, so you're getting a 2-for-1 bonus deal, lucky you. The words rendezvous and risque are basically the same in both English and French. So you've got rendezvous, which is like a meeting, an appointment, and then you've got risque, which means something that's risky, you know, something, you know, watch out, what you're doing is a bit risky. So in English, we've taken these words that are a bit bland and we've made them into a bit more of a sensual meaning. So for example, when we're talking about something that's risque, usually we're talking about something that's like sexually a bit risque, like, ooh, your shorts are a bit risque, or your skirt's a little risque, or your top is a little risque, or like you held hands, or you didn't follow the rules like with someone, and that's risque. It's got a bit of like a sensual meaning to it. And the same with rendezvous. So rendezvous in French is like very like I have an appointment at the doctor's office. It's like not sexy at all. And rendezvous, when English people are using it, usually can mean a date between like romantic people, like j'ai un rendezvous, like I have a rendezvous with someone. And in French, not at all. It's very bland. And even more and more, I'm hearing the French when they talk about like a date with someone, like a romantic meeting, they actually drop in the English word like j'ai un date. Like I have a date, to mean like that it's romantic, because otherwise they don't ever say like I have a rendezvous when it's going to be like meeting like a lover or somebody like that's a more like intimate situation. So I'm not sure if it's the French's, you know, stereotypical lover, like sensual stereotype that's rubbed off on these two words, but both of them in the English language have come to mean something a bit more sensual than they mean in the French language. And I'm going to finish up with my all-time favorite, à la mode. So in French, à la mode is something that refers often to fashion, and it refers to something being very trendy, like that t-shirt's à la mode, that type of like dress is à la mode, those boots are à la mode. It's really related to something being very trendy right now and fashionable. In the US, it is referred to a ice cream being put on a piece of pie, as in you would say, I would like apple pie à la mode. And honestly, this was a very popular dessert in my house when we would go out, when I was growing up and we would go out to have dinner, you'd get apple pie à la mode, and that meant a piece of pie with a scoop of ice cream on it. And you could order any type of pie à la mode. Today, that is a word that we use for dessert that is very much not related, much like the yogurt, the parfait. You will not hear anybody in France ordering like un gâteau à la mode. Okay guys, I hope you liked this video. I had such a fun time putting this one together. I can't wait to hear in the comments below some words you think I missed, your feedback on the different words and the way that we're using it. So I hope everyone's having a great week. I will see you in the comments below, and à la semaine prochaine. Bisous!